Bill Burr versus Anthony Cumia.
Oh, you don't know this feud?
Hold on. So, not really.
I think Anthony going after Bill Burr is the most ridiculous thing ever. Bill Burr, back in the day, was a monster for the Opie and Anthony show. Now you got me going, Ron. I think it's completely ridiculous. There are people that did the O&A show that I don't really, dig anymore, and I'm not going to mention names today, but I leave them alone because I know what they fucking did for our radio show.
Right.
For whatever reason, Anthony's obsessed with Bill Burr and being married to a black woman and all this garbage. And the fact is, Bill Burr did amazing stuff for the Opie and Anthony show. Amazing. And Bill Burr did nothing to Anthony. They didn't agree on stuff while we were doing the Opie and Anthony show. And there was some good back and forth between the two. And I love that. But for Anthony to go down this road and obsess and trash Bill Burr on a regular basis is so pathetic, if you want to know the truth. Pathetic.
So he must be going after Bill Burr hard right now because of the Saudi Arabia thing.
Well, look, man, I said it. Yeah, you're not. Why? Look,
he's taking a lot of heat from that. And
I understand that, but it was a money grab for these fucking guys. They're not morally sound. These comedians, as long as they can explain why they went and did that festival, that's the key to this. If you go, hey man, I don't agree with anything they're doing over there, but the money was insanely ridiculous, so I went for it.
So guess what Bill Burr got caught doing?
What?
So I just read this article yesterday, came across. So I guess he has a PR team now. So no, Bill Burr, people came after him hard.
Bill Burr is a A-lister now.
Right.
Do you understand? He started on the Opie and Anthony show, basically. Yeah. And now he's an A-lister. I remember hanging out at the Cellar with him and talking books and stuff. And, no one really gave a shit on a bigger level about Bill Burr until he started doing Opie and Anthony. That's a fact.
Yeah. Well, I remember you saying, Opie and Anthony was a springboard for his career.
Look, and I do have to say this. Bill Burr had the talent to get as big as he is today, of course. But we certainly, helped push him out there in the beginning. And then it got to a point he didn't need us anymore. But this motherfucker, Bill Burr, never forgot about me.
Yeah.
Every time I asked him for something, he's like, yeah, no problem, Ope.
Right. So apparently because Bill Burr is taking such a pounding from the Saudi Arabia thing, because they think it's hypocritical, particularly for him, because of the stance he takes on other things. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyways, apparently they figured it out, and apparently Bill Burr hired a PR firm, and I guess he has bots. I don't know what that is. He has bots coming out praising Bill Burr that are bots and it's not real people. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I deal with bots. I deal with bots. There's a few people that hate my guts and they use the bots to try to really push the hate forward. I of course I know what it is.
So apparently Bill Burr's using bots to counteract the negativity.
Look, I think it was stupid for Bill Burr to do that festival. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I don't think there's enough money in the world to do that where he stands. There's other comedians where they're like, fuck, this will change my life if I go over there and do the festival. I'm going to make $1 million, $2 million. I'm going to go for it, and then I'll explain why I did it when I get back to America. I'm really confused why Bill Burr would go for that one, because the people around him must have said, this is going to be tough to defend, Mr. Burr.
This is my question about Bill Burr's career, is a lot of his material is about defending people's rights or pointing out the hypocrisy.
Right.
Is his material going to have as much weight behind it now? Honestly, seriously.
That's a very good question, actually, Ron. It's absolutely going to be tough.
Is it going to hey, what you're saying now doesn't have as much weight because you're a hypocrite. So that was whole part of his act is Bill Burr was as honest as you could get.
Right.
And called out everything.
Right.
So I don't know how much weight his material is going to have anymore.
I agree with everything you're saying today, but the point I really want to make is the fact that I could have said all that. I could have went hard and went after Bill Burr, but I also remember what he did for us back in the day.
Right.
So I'll talk about this in broad strokes, and I will agree with you today, Ron, but I'm not going to spend the next 3 months like Anthony does and beat the shit out of the guy. I remember what the guy did for us.
Well, obviously you don't listen to his radio show, Anthony's show.
No, God.
But
no.
I assume he must be going full blast at Bill Burr for the Saudi shit.
I honestly don't know. I just know about his feud with Bill Burr in broad strokes, where he won't leave the fucking guy alone. And I really do find that pathetic. I do.
This is my question. When Bill Burr had the big blow with Anthony about the black stuff, was Bill Burr already married to his black wife?
Bill's been with his wife pretty much since he started doing the O&A show. They were going out, then they got married. They got a couple kids. Okay. Yeah, she's an awesome, awesome person. Yeah, I know she gave the finger to Trump at a UFC event, and that was pretty rough for the MAGA people to handle. But you ask any New York comic about Bill Burr's wife, they have nothing but nice things to say about her. She's a good person.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with her politically, whatever, man. But as far as a human being, she's solid. I hung out with her a bunch of times over the years.
So what did you expect Bill Burr to do if he's married to he's in love with a black woman, right? And then Anthony Cumia goes crazy on a black woman in Times Square. What do you expect Bill Burr to do? I'm blinded with your fucking the sun here.
J.J. Abrams loves the lens flare. Yeah. He must be coming somewhere right now if he's watching this. Look at the lens flare. Anyway, what do you know? But Anthony's going to do what he's going to do. I find it ridiculous, but where I sit. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And yeah, I do agree with you. I was very surprised Bill Burr would take the bait on that one. Very surprised because he can make that money anywhere else in the world. Oh my God, the guy's an A-lister and probably still the biggest comic going.
I think there's some hypocrisy going because Dave Chappelle did the Saudi show, and Dave Chappelle said Dave Chappelle was very controversial about it, saying, I feel freer to speak my mind in Saudi Arabia than I do in America. Where's the outcry for Dave Chappelle? Why? Because he's black?
I think because Dave Chappelle is, no offense to Bill, I think he's more real. Dave Chappelle will tell you exactly what he's thinking. There were times on the show, Bill Burr would trash a comedian, and we all knew who it was. And he would say, don't say the name, don't say the name, don't say the name. He went hard after Amy Schumer once on our show, but he didn't want to mention her by name.
Right.
I think that's the difference right there. Chappelle's going to tell you exactly why he's doing the festival, whether you like it or not. He's going to speak his mind, and then it's going to be up to you whether you want to accept his reasoning or not. I think that's the big difference between Dave Chappelle and most comedians working today.
Is Dave Chappelle truly says what's on his mind without any filters? And you're saying Bill Burr does? Does
it?
Bill Burr does have some sort of filter.
At times, sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's a rarity to be someone like Dave Chappelle, where you just don't give a shit about the consequences and you speak your mind.
He doesn't. He really doesn't.
I think Bill with the festival was trying to kind of maneuver. Like, I want to do this thing, but I know it's going to be, he was trying to fucking snake his way through the controversy, and Dave Chappelle just attacked it head on. I think that's a big difference. I really do.
100%. I believe Dave Chappelle would have never hired a PR firm to do positive bots.
Well,
that would have never crossed his mind. He would say, "Fuck you."
Well, they're trying. I mean, they're trying to, get through it. But, but I mean, I sit here and I say what I had to say about Bill Burr, and that's it. But I always go back to the fact that he crushed it on Opie and Anthony.
Right.
And because of that, he probably made us a bit bigger. A lot of these guys that did the show back in the day, Patrice O'Neal, Norton, Bill Burr, Robert Kelly, Voss, they made the show bigger for us. And as I sit here all these years later, I understand that. We were talented. Me and Anthony back in the day, we had good chemistry and all that. But the fact is, these guys, they actually, got us to a bigger level, of course. So for me to sit here all these years later and spend day after day trashing Burr. I'm just simply not going to do it.